Hey everyone, Sky from sKai Gaming here, coming at you with the 2-hour gaming review. We are doing a review today of the first 2 hours of gaming content from The Flame in the Flood, a survival exploration game. So in the 2-hour review, you're going to be having a mixture of commentary on the gameplay itself and a general overall discussion of the game in terms of a big picture mechanics of whether or not this game is worth your time and getting into it. The game starts off with our female protagonist, Scout, joined by a dog off in the woods where she's there just looking to survive. As many survival games start out, you're put into a small area where you're able to explore a little bit to get a familiarity with the controls, along with coming across signs of concern or things that you're going to need to pay attention to as the game goes on, such as thirst or hunger, temperature, or even the questing or looting system as well. So the big concept about this game that people tend to enjoy is the fact that you're able to be out and about on a boat, but there's a heavy RPG element system influence as well, including crafting, quests, and even the inventory and equip systems that you'll typically find. So with your outfits here, you're going to need to make sure your temperature tame for how the environment is. If you're not warm enough, you could freeze to death. There's not a lot of overall instruction or guidance that they're giving you here, aside from you need to survive. So it's you and your dog against the world. And off we go. The art style and the gameplay of this is something that I really enjoy. It has this element of quiet enjoyment and serenity that really goes with the whole exploratory nature of the game, while also tying in a lot of those survival elements that tend to keep us up at night, such as the looming eyes in the trees. There's a small HUD at the bottom of the screen where you can see all of your stats specifically, and the top meter above your face is more of like an effort bar, and underneath that is going to be your mechanical prowess of your boat. So if the boat takes damage, then you're going to be getting into a world of hurt there, and you could sink. The rapids are the first real challenge that they throw in your face that you'll face on the river. As the game progresses, you're going to go against things that are going to be far more obtrusive or invasive within your field of motion. Be sure to keep a lookout for all sorts of loot that you'll be finding along the riverside. Hopefully not telephone poles. Eventually you'll come across these buildings and encampments that you can find. And you'll notice that they're going to have various types of hierarchies with them, and that would kind of show you which items that you would find in each location. So as it's typical with any survival game, you're going to be looking for a lot of materials, crafting materials especially, and you're looking to just kind of live, and you're looking to survive. As you get more items picked up, you'll find and discover new things that you can craft, and you'll get these pop-up alerts as you unlock more new things. Better get used to that noise. You're going to be crafting a lot if you enjoy any sort of survival aspect to it. So when you're done looting up, you're just going to jump back on your boat and you're going to go to the next location. You're going to go to the next location. Alright, we're forcing our way out of here. We tried to wiggle around and we're getting to that next location. We're going. We are going. Oh my. Well, to the campsite. Camp Wizzier. Okay. More collecting. But we've got a fire here. Okay, cool. Some birds that we can scare off. The nighttime aesthetic is very cool. But we have to be able to enjoy the fireside. And it's time to go, because our real purpose is to collect things. It's a survival game. We gotta live. We gotta collect in order to survive. Pick up all of the things. Who knows when we'll need it. So after we've decided to finish collecting things, we're just gonna go on our way to the next location. And this is something that you're gonna do a lot in this game. You're gonna get these supplies. Eventually you'll know what places to go to for supply, and then you'll be able to kind of progress onwards from there based on necessity rather than just general exploration of every area. So while in this playthrough I'm going to a lot of places, just kind of seeing what's going on, you could most certainly push to go downriver as fast as possible, but my raft has been beaten up quite a bit, so I'm taking things kind of slow. Now in the last area we got a lot of those saplings, so we're gonna make some snares. See if we can get some meat, get our food supply going. Set up the snare and back to collecting. Well, that was fast. Well, let's get our spoils. Whoa, another rabbit from downtown. Maybe he was just kind of excited to go too. So the day-night cycle is pretty cool. We're going to set up a trap before we want to go to bed. So when we wake up and come back to that trap, there'll most likely be something there. But we're going to go right back to the boat after that anyway. And away we go. One of the cool things about this game and the survival aspect of it is you really can only go forward. Because sometimes the current and the river flows in such a way that you weren't actually going to go to that camp anyway. You were always going to go to the repair shop, marina. That's really what it was. You're able to see all these cool upgrades that you can get for your boat over time. The rudder looks like it would be extremely important for navigating the riverbed, especially when it comes in all the things just floating. Who put a car there? So eventually you're going to get to another place, and you're going to keep going in this sort of progression. The monsters are going to get more dangerous as it goes, and this was a terrifying moment. We found a boar, and this boar, no mercy, just chasing me down, bloodlust in sight. He's already got me once. I thought about putting up a spear trap, but if we don't have enough time to, like, deploy it, I think we just need to try to abandon ship. Oh no, the boar. He's going for the kill. Ole! So we're not going to mess with this boar. We're just going to get out of here. We've been afflicted by a laceration, so we can cure those over time eventually. But for now, we'll take back to the water. That's where we live. That's where we lie. The enjoyment of the open water. Nothing could be better than the rapids. Oh man, the rapids. The waters are just going to get more dangerous as we progress into the game. I would even say that it's getting difficult to navigate these waters. We're running low on thirst. Hopefully we can find some fresh water to drink. And then we get to these areas that are not crazy, but there's all this debris from the flood just pushing down the water. Feral children. This is an interesting art style. I think I would be a little bit more captivated if there was some voice acting to go with it, but I can imagine what they're saying, and it's very Yoda-esque. Very backwards. I don't know if I want these guys watching my backs. Well, I guess we'll have to go on trust. Trust and faith. Trust and faith. Now, we saw a boar up here. We're not going to let him take us this time. We're ready for him. Gruesome. And back to the water. That rapids ahoy. We are going. Getting some lumber. We're getting going. We're flying through this. These rapids, they don't got... Oh. Well, okay, maybe we're not a master of the rapids yet. So at this point, we were about hour and a half into the game, and I was starting to evaluate whether or not this was a game that I would enjoy and was continuing to put effort and excitement into. And you know what? The answer was yes. This game is worth more than 2 hours. It's such a fun, exploratory survival game that has such a serenity to it, too, with the open running waters and the sound being something that is only used to accentuate certain parts of the game, whether it's the rushing waters, the howls of the wolves off into the distance, or the scampering of animals that your dog may be coming across. Ooh, a workshop. Finally get some use out of this. Oh my god. Is that wolves? Oh jeez. Oh Jesus. Let's get out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's... Dog, help me. Dog, why aren't you helping me with the wolves? Let's go. Let's go. Who is this woman and what does she want to do with me? I think I could trust this woman. She looks like a kind fellow. Eventually you'll get to the point where you're going to be setting up traps and acting a little bit more around the sounds that you hear off in the environment. So if your dog is symbolizing that you're hearing something or you hear howls of wolves, you may set a trap and maybe even try to hunt the rest of them at night. But be careful, because fighting wolves will often lead to many broken bones, lacerations, and if you try to go to sleep when you're in that sort of situation, you might end up like this, and at a point where you're about to be dying from starvation, since any of those negative stat afflictions do compound damage to you in other capacities to you, and that's really the thing that... Kids, if you come across a guy that introduces himself as Flim Flam in a giant trench coat with keys and mysterious beverages inside of his coat, don't talk to him. That's a no. While I may have been a little skeptical about the level of difficulty that this survival game was going to have and how much of it was going to be based on the RNG of things that you would find, the NPC wildlife was challenging and was often the source of my death, as was the waters, very, very often as well. Now, this game is primarily a permadeath game. So one of the things that you have to think with that is how much it's worth risking your life to try to explore certain areas of the map that looked a little crazy or even downright dangerous or deadly. I think me and my dog are friends. Don't be mean, Aesop. Don't be mean to him. Aesop, what'd you call him? Why would you call him that? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. If you're a fan of survival games, this is definitely worth a buy. Maybe if it goes on sale, I could then advocate it for a bigger game mass if you're more of a casual gamer. But this is certainly something to keep on the wish list, and you'll too find yourself a flame in the flood. Please be sure to like and subscribe to this if you want to see more videos. Take care.